I'll tell you, we've been fortunate over the years to meet a lot of good people through the hunting industry, and some of the best dudes that I know in the industry are the buck commanders.
What's up, big dude? How are you, man? All right, man.
I don't want to say too much about them, like get their head all swollen up.
Yeah, it's getting out of hand.
They're not that great.
Oh, yeah.
Me and Ryan Langerhans met several years ago, and he said, you need to come down to the spot in Franklin, Texas, and do a hunt with us. So last year we went down there.
They said there's a lot of deer here, a lot of hogs, so a man's got to come prepared.
I was told by Ryan Langerhans that the landowner had 30-some doe tags because they had an overpopulation of does. So I shot a doe.
Yeah, you put that rage in or around their shoulder, and the deer around here doing kicks like a wheelie.
And another.
I'm the doe commander.
And another. Then I said I wasn't gonna shoot anything else but a buck. And then I shot another one.
As Bill Robertson said, if she's gonna light wide, she better light a little wider than that.
I didn't give many bucks a chance to walk in because I was shooting the first 10 does. And then I said, all right, that's it. I'm waiting for a buck. That's all I'm gonna do. And the hog runs out.
If the bucks ain't cooperating,
You gotta kill something.
You still gotta eat.
Hey, y'all don't have to worry about us. We're gonna kill something. I mean, when times get tough, you gotta shoot whatever's available.
Just because Kip's over on the other side of the woods here and just smoked his second big hog of the week.
Hey, look at that.
Well, you know, as much fun as I had last year shooting everything that moves, I was gonna really try to focus on filling my Texas buck tag this year.
After I get to the bottom of this.
We just got into Texas. Josh and I drove through the night like we usually do. And apparently Tombo shot a giant hog last night. I'm excited to be here, man. We're gonna have fun like we always do with the buck commanders. Yeah, Texas. Here we come. Here we are.
You know, we rolled into camp around sunset, got the Hoyt out, shot a little bit, and out to 60 yards, it was right on point. Then our good buddy Kevin rolls in. He's kind of a behind-the-scenes guy, does a little bit of scouting, you know, manages the spot a little bit. We were still waiting on Tombo and Langy and Jason to get out of the tree stand that evening. They'd been on a hunt. They'd actually been hunting all week.
What's up, Big Daddy? What's up, man? How you doing, bro? Good, man.
What's up, man?
How you doing?
All right, bro.
Kip, good to meet you.
You too.
So what y'all seeing, man?
And this moon.
Yeah.
And I think all the water is hurting us too. I think it's
The hunting had been pretty tough. It'd been hot and rainy, and the deer weren't moving too good.
All it takes is one, you know how it is, all it takes is 1 second.
Even though the rain was moving in, we had guns and bows and a bunch of guys helping us out scouting these deer, so I felt like we had a pretty good shot to get a pretty good buck.
It's our first morning hunt down here with Buck Commander, down in Texas. We just got in the stand. The big thing I'm gonna have to do this week, that's gonna be difficult, is refrain from shooting the first 10 does that I see. We're gonna try to wait and get a big buck and then shoot a bunch of does, but we'll see how long my willpower lasts.
Well, you know, it was definitely warmer than you'd like it to be, and we had rain coming in for the next few days, but we had a pretty good first day. Well, Langy and Jason and Tombo had to leave camp, but me and Rick Carone, a Buck Commander camera guy and a good friend of ours, were sticking around through the weekend and see if we couldn't lay one of these big old bucks that had on trail camera down.
It's day 2, morning of day 2. We're staying through the weekend. Temperature's gonna drop. Me and Rick, I think will be the only guys hunting. Ryan and Jason and everybody got to leave, so there's plenty of deer walking around, plenty of big bucks, but it's kind of like hunting Virginia a little bit in the fact that this particular part of Texas, it's a lot of big timber, a lot of ground for them to be in. They can go wherever they want. There's not a ton of pinch points and stuff like that, so big blocks of woods. Just got to be in the right place at the right time. We got a bunch of wild game cams out there that got some nice bucks. So we'll see.
It was miserable though, man. We hunted a couple days and I actually ended up getting in a tree stand one day that had a migraine headache so bad I started throwing up and had to get down, ruined that day of hunting pretty much.
Well, we're headed out. We tried to get in the stand. I got some kind of migraine or something, so I've never had one before, so I'm not sure if that's what it is, but it feels like there's a little person on my back hitting me in the head with a ball peen hammer, so I'm guessing that's what it is. I couldn't sit in the stand. I was getting dizzy and ended up throwing up 4 or 5 times, so. Still got the pain in my head, but I'm not as dizzy, so we're back out trying to hunt, trying to find something. So we'll see how it goes. Kind of a nasty day out. Sort of like we're on a safari with pain.
You know, me and Rick's outlook on it is we've got some good Under Armour, we've got rain gear, we've got warm clothes, and we're gonna stick it out down in Texas until we kill a deer.
I just got a text from Daniel. Josh and I hadn't seen anything in this spot. So he's saying that out in the flats, this is called the wilderness, this little block of woods. But he's saying out in the flats, there's bucks chasing does everywhere out in the open. So we gotta make a change, do something.
Yeah, Josh and I came out to this redneck blind because it's pouring down rain today. Rain in the forecast for like the next 3 or 4 days. We only really got 1 day left. And we're not gonna go home without a deer. So we hung the Hoyt up and decided we're gonna do a little gun hunting. That's the only thing I know to do. Get where you can see a long way. Deer been coming to these fields, so it's just a matter of time before we see some bucks. Can't sit in a tree stand on a day like this and ruin your cameras. And right now they're out in these big fields, so we got the rifle out. We got the Diamondback 300 Blackout, Red Arrow edition. We're gonna hopefully get its first deer today. Me and Rick are the last 2 left in camp, so hopefully he's getting something done. I think he's still up a ladder stand with his bow and arrow trying to get one. So, but you know how tough it is bow hunting in the rain, man. Just getting soaked, losing blood, stuff like that. Never a good situation. So we'll see how it goes.
Huge front, as we talked about yesterday, came through. We're in the low 40s right now. Feel pretty good about it. Whew, let's get it done here. Buck Commander 2013.
We saw a buck for about 3.5 seconds. Real nice 8-pointer ran a doe out of here. But that's the only deer we've seen this evening, so I think we're gonna get out of the blind. I'm gonna throw my rain jacket on. We're just gonna go after him. I mean, if you're hunting with a gun anyway, you might as well take your chances. We haven't been up in here very long. We came in here because it was pouring down rain.
Well, I caught a glimpse of a buck moving up the ridge, going into the woods.
But he just chased a doe right through this opening.
And I decided, I was like, look, man, we got all this open space. There's nobody else hunting anywhere near us. Let's get out the ground blind and go after this deer.
So I hate to just sit here all day and not see anything else in this rain. So we're gonna get out of here right now and try to get after that buck. I say let's go get him.
And where he was going, we kind of hooked around and came up over a knoll and cut him off. And he'd been chasing does when he came by, so he was with a whole group of does and was definitely focused on them. And this was gonna be a perfect opportunity for us to sneak up on him and hopefully get a shot with the 300 Blackout.
There's a doe right there. There's that doe he's with right there through the gap. She's got her head down, come on.
But the doe's got us right behind that dude. Huh? Do you see him? Do you? Yeah. Where? He's 10 feet behind that doe that's staring at you. All right, I see. By the time some of these other deer started noticing our presence, I had already rested my crosshairs right behind his shoulder, slightly quartering away, so he was within range of the Reaper at that point. Yeah. All right, kill him. That's a big buck.
Got down here, the temperature dropped, but it brought with it rains. We had to get dirty on him and do a little gun stalk, but I think that's a pretty good buck, man. He's definitely a mature deer, real tall. He ought to be down right over there, right through both shoulders. He's running away like that. Let's go check him out. Called Brian. He came up here to get us after we shot the buck, got out of the blind down there and came up here and shot him. I don't think that he went far. It looked like a good hit right through the shoulders, so we're gonna go track him down. Look at that doe has come back out here again. She's just asking for it. Rain check. Rain check on you. Right there he is. Right there he is, buddy.
There he is.
Yes, sir. Yeah, he done. Yeah, baby. Mm-hmm. He got dark, super dark horns. His rack almost comes up and touches. It's crazy looking. That's my first Texas buck right there. He got good brows. Thank you, sir. You put us on him today in the rain against all odds. Tombo, that one's for you, baby. You think that's that deer?
You know, I didn't really realize it till we did the recovery and saw this deer up close, but this was a deer that was kind of famous. I mean, the Buck Commander guys have been getting trail camera pictures of this deer for 2 or 3 years now.
I mean, I think he's beautiful. Look how crazy, how long his pedestals come up before his brow tine. I mean, he's got a full man hand grip on it before he even starts his brows.
And they had named him the 8 of Diamonds because he had an 8-point rack that kind of came up into a diamond shape. And he was a stud, man. For that part of Texas, you know, this deer was a good deer.
This buck is one they've been after for a while. Not exactly a top-end trophy. I mean, there's definitely some 140s and possibly 150s running around here. But they call this buck the 8 of Diamonds because his rack comes up in sort of a peak, like a diamond shape. And all his tines are sort of growing together like a, you know, basket shape.
Man, that's awesome. Good job.
Yeah. What's it called? Y'all been
Hey, it depends on who you talk to because I think one guy calls him the 8 of Diamonds, next guy calls him High and Tight.
He's 8 of Diamonds.
He's 8 of Dead now.
That's what we called him when we shot him anyway. Right.
He's 8 of Dead.
So Daniel Anderson and I had been out bow hunting for the past 3 days. And little did we know, but Kip had just shot a beautiful buck and had filled his buck tag. Well, Daniel and I decided that after this weather set in and we were freezing in our stands that we needed to get out and get some movement going and start to spot and stalk.
All right, so last day, Franklin, Texas, got about 3 inches of rain last night. Got Matthew and Daniel Anderson here. Kevin's up front, said he's been seeing some other bucks running some doe, so we're gonna try to make the best of it and do a little spot and stalk, Texas style.
So what we did was we glassed a bunch of the oak hollows, and right as the rain started setting in and the creek started filling up, you could tell that the deer were all being pushed into a certain area because of the rivers and the creeks rising. Kevin, Brian, and Daniel's brother Matthew, they had seen a good buck down in the oak hollow, and Kevin's uncle Sleepy had actually said, hey guys, just stick around this side and we think those deer are going to be coming around.
He saw a doe. Sleepy called, said he had the doe pinned and he saw the buck. Kevin's with him. So we're gonna sneak up real here and quickly just see what we can get. Hey, there he is. There he is.
Daniel had said, whoa, there's the buck. Well, all I did was got into prone position, rushed up, and pulled the trigger on that rifle. And
got
Look at this rack. Chocolate horns, nice. Look at this beam, how it sweeps. Man, oh man. Just absolutely gorgeous deer. Thank you guys. Thank you. Tremendous animal. The story. And you know, this is a team effort right here. This is a team effort. Come on in here, guys. Come on. And right after that deer went down, Kip Campbell happened to hear the shot, and he and Josh came running. That's what I'm talking about, baby. So we come over that knob, and that doe comes by, and he comes back behind her, and just literally, she stops, he stops, and he turns for his "I want to be famous" moment. Yep. And Daniel Anderson just boom right up on him, free-handed. No kidding. No jump on the muzzle, boom, and just folded right here.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you couldn't find a more positive person than Rick. I mean, even with this diagnosis of pancreatic cancer, to have to see a young guy like Rick go through that, you know, the father of two young girls, and it makes you take a step back and realize what is important. And I think that Rick shows us all what's important every day we're around him, man.
Yeah, thank you, guys. Oh, man. Beautiful.
I think it meant a lot to us all, man. We definitely enjoyed that time of fellowship.
So right after we were able to recover my deer and Kip's deer, we decided to take it up to a place that Daniel and Matthew had been talking about the whole week. And this was a place on the top, one of the highest points in Franklin, Texas, where there was a huge cross. The clouds were building up. It was just a beautiful backdrop for Kip and I to get our pictures taken with the deer, and to be able to glorify God and to be on that hill with the deer that we just took was something that I'll never forget.
You know, that cross is a constant reminder to us all of what it's all about, you know, who created the outdoors that we enjoy, and who created the deer as a renewable natural resource. I took it upon myself to come from blindside and absolutely crush Kip with a nice Buck Commander patented tackle. Buck Commander tackle! However, it didn't work out so good for me because I ended up separating my shoulder and fracturing my collarbone, and something that I wasn't expecting to happen, and something that didn't feel too good afterward. And then the photo shoot we got a little crazy. We threw the deer up on the hood like some rednecks and jumped all over my truck. I'll never forget this hunt as long as I live, and it was just definitely a special time to be with the Andersons and Rick and Mr. Anderson, Daniel, Matthew, you know, Sleepy, Brian, everybody, anybody I'm forgetting too. Kim for letting us stay in y'all's house and getting muddy hunting boots all over everything and feeding us and all that stuff. We had just so much fun, and we can't thank you guys enough. And my family's prayers, and I hope your family's prayers, are going to go out to Rick, and will continue to do so. And right now, you know, Rick's treatment has been effective. And Rick, if you're watching the show, buddy, love you, man. Had a good time down with you in Texas, and we're going to do it again next year and the year after that.